Welcome back everyone, it's Meridy here, and I am here today making the 7th layout with my Powerhouse Limitless and Essentials kits. And you can see the playlist to all the other, that link you to all the other videos prior to this one, and I'll link you to all the products and tools that I use in the description of this video. So I want to start out by saying this is probably going to be the last process video that I make using this kit. And it's not because the kit is gone, because I have a lot left of this kit, but I am just getting tired of working with it. After 7 layouts, a couple of them are even double pages. I just am ready to move on. But I feel like I gave you a lot of inspiration. If you're following along, that's a lot of pages that you made out of this kit. So let's start with what I am going to scrapbook today. And today I'm going to scrapbook 4 pictures. They are from Disneyland. They're from Disney's California Adventure. I scrapbooked the other coordinating ones on the last video. And so it's just these, and there's not even any people in them. It's supposed to be inside of Stark Industries, and it's in the Spider-Man web slinger ride queue. So I just thought that they pay so much attention to detail in Disney, so I had to take pictures. It's like a workshop, science engineering workshop in there. Okay, and the time clock. So the following items is what I pulled from the kit that I thought could match with these pictures. So it's not everything that's left, it's just what I am going to work with today. This is part of a workbench, so I thought it was perfect because it was part of the pattern paper that I already used the top half on another layout, but it was great because there's a workbench in these pictures. I know it's hard to tell. So I thought that would be great across the bottom of my layout. I have this scrap left from one of the papers. I like this side, I'm thinking. And then I pulled a few pieces of embellishments that I liked that I thought could match. I'm not necessarily using all of them, but you know, I can use some of them. And then I've just got random little scraps here of papers that I used on other layouts. I used these exact scraps on the opposite page that I'm going to put in the album next to this. So that's why I pulled these few scraps in here, because this is what I matted the other pictures with. So maybe I'll use something from there. And then I've got my stencils, of course, if I want to use those. And then I've got a few pieces of like little embellishments left right now. You and me, some cogs, a little Mickey head that I had cut out that I didn't use on another layout. Not sure if I'm going to use that or not, but I've got a few of those things. I've got a ton of cut aparts still left. They're all like workshop tools and such, hard hats and gauges and stuff like that. I've got a lot of those left. And then of course I've just got my bag of scraps in general that I've collected since I started using this kit. Extra scraps. I've got my alphabet, which doesn't have very many letters at all left on it. I can't write much, so we'll see how I use that. Okay, I'm gonna put these off to the side, and I'm gonna put all these goodies off to the side because I don't need to worry about the embellishments quite yet. I'm going to try to get organized with how I want this to look. So I've got this giant workbench scene, and it's so perfect. So I really just think I might put it across the bottom of my layout. I really think I like that. And then just slide my pictures around up here. Until they fit somehow. I don't know what order to put these in though. This picture and this picture are very similar, so I might just use this one. No, you can see so much more in this little one though. I don't know. Give me a minute to mess around with the configuration of these pictures, and then I will come back and let you know what I decided to do. Okay, I think I've got a configuration that I like here. I think. I think I'm going to use, watch without this stencil. It's very unbalanced. Like, it really looks like this side is real heavy, and like this picture doesn't belong when it's like that. But when I add in a darker stencil work right here, it's really going to bring this side back into play. So I am going to, let's see, I need to matte these pictures too, because they're matte. There's a white border around them that there was when I cut them apart already, so I don't need to matte them on white, but I really think that they need a little bit of color behind them. So I think I'm gonna just take and matte these pictures on some of these scraps, just these 3. I don't know that I'm gonna matte this one quite yet. And I'm going to do some stencil work on this side. So let me get this set here. And then I'm going to move these off to the side and move this. And I'm just gonna worry about this stencil right now. And I like it, that darkness really draws my eye. I'm gonna stencil in a dark color. I'm going to stencil it using the Black Soot Distress Oxide ink, because I think it needs to be a dark color there, not just a really light one. So I'm gonna get my stencil brush and really use a lot of ink here. Like, I'm gonna go over it multiple times so it's pretty dark. And then I will get all of this stencil done, and I'm gonna finish it off camera, but this is all I'm gonna do, is just keep going layer and layer and layer. Okay, so I've got my stencil work there. And I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this right down across the bottom, because I know that's where it's gonna belong. And now I can grab my pictures. So I am gonna matte these 3, but I'm gonna leave this one unmatted because I feel like the white part is already showing up well on the background. So I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera to matte these, and I will be right back. Okay guys, I ended up matting this picture too because it just looked really strange unmatted when the other 3 were. So there is not a lot of room left on this layout for much embellishing or much of anything. I am going to go ahead and adhere these down, and then I am going to add some embellishment clusters because I don't want to leave the layout just plain like this. Like, I love embellishments and I love putting all of the things on my layouts. So I do want to add a little bit more to this, but like I said, there is not much room to add much more. So I probably will just put one focal point here of embellishing clusters. And I'm thinking that it's gonna need to go in this area right here, kind of to overlap with this stencil work, possibly, because there's already enough down in this area, of course, with the patterned paper, because the patterned paper really does a lot of work for me. That's one thing about the Minte pattern papers. They just make creating layouts, you know, pretty quick, because there's so many details on them that you don't need a bunch of other things. So I'm going to grab what I thought I would use. I thought I would use this, but I don't even think I need that. I thought I would use this tag, but again, that's very big. I don't feel like I need that tag. I thought I would use this circle. I know this is upside down, but if it's buried enough, I don't think you'll be able to tell it's upside down. I don't know here. What am I doing? Miss Carrie did an amazing video with these cogs, and she altered them to just look like real metal. And I think I could do something really cool with them too, but I don't want this to just be so busy that your eye has nowhere to rest. So we'll see what I do here. Let's see, maybe I should get some other pieces in here going. I don't need this Mickey head, it's way too big. I don't think I want the generator. It just adds too much visual clutter in there. Possibly it could go up there if I even tucked it further under. Let's see, some of these other cut aparts that I could maybe grab a couple that aren't too big. I kind of like the little welding helmets, so I can go ahead and cut those out and see if I can use that somewhere. I like this blowtorch. I think it can fit with this layout. I think I like the fire extinguisher because this is supposed to be a lab. And maybe something with some color. You know what? Maybe I'll use this helmet instead of the white one. I don't know yet. I'll have to see how it looks. And maybe a pair of pliers because they have a little bit of color in them. Okay, and I don't want to go too crazy because I feel like there's a lot on this page already. So let me go fussy cut those few things out, and then I can move them around and see if I really do like any of those on my layout. Okay, I've got them all fussy cut, and let me see if I even like having these on my layout, or if they're just too busy for this. I don't know exactly how I want to lay them out here. I don't need two of the helmets for sure, I don't think. Yeah, when I've got two clusters like that and I take this little thing away, it kind of looks empty up there. But I feel like this is so giant. I wonder if there's something smaller that I can put up there. Like maybe this little panel. Maybe a panel and another little cog, maybe? Down here. I don't know. Oh, look, I've got the generator right there. I wonder if I could put a tag on there. Let's see. Even if it's just cut off, that tag does not stand out at all. Even that side does not stand out very well. Let's see what other tags I have. I have this black one. Again, it blends in. The back side pretty much blends in. I'm thinking maybe I should make my own tag down here out of something that's scrap of paper that's kind of light colored. And I think I have the perfect scrap. It's this paper. I wonder if I could make a light little tag. I think I can. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this paper 2.5 inches wide. And then I'm going to get a hole punch and punch a hole right in the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to take scissors and cut one corner, and I'll just use that exact corner to measure where to cut the other corner so that they're the same size. This is looking better. I like this. And it gives a little lighter color down at the bottom to kind of balance out the layout a little. I'm gonna just cut the bottom of that off a little. Okay. Now I need something going this direction, like not off the page, but onto the tag. So let me see what else I can fussy cut over here. And then, and it doesn't need to be another torch. It could be a tool, maybe a drill. That might be too big. Let me just look through all of these. Oh, this torch goes the other way, but it's pretty big. I don't think I want that after all. Maybe I'll bring some color down with this yellow tool. And it's okay that it's getting cut off the bottom, but I think I like that. And then I'm going to use, I have a punch that cuts out like the paper reinforcer shape that goes around the hole of the tag. And I'm gonna cut a paper reinforcer shape. If you don't have a punch that does that, maybe you have regular just white paper reinforcers, you know, from the office aisle, the little stickers, and you can ink it whatever color you'd like. And actually, since probably not everyone has the punch that I have, I am actually just going to ink a paper reinforcer like I was just saying. So these are just office paper reinforcers, and I'm gonna ink it the same color black that's up here because I think that will pull that in. Get a piece of scratch paper and my black ink. Yeah, because I feel like everyone can easily get these. Like they sell them at the Dollar Tree or Walmart or, you know, all kinds, probably even the grocery store, possibly in like the office supply aisle. So I feel like everyone can easily get their hands on paper reinforcers, probably easier than the punch that I have that punches this. So I do have a punch that punches out these shapes. And I think I got it on Amazon, so I'll link it in the description of this video. But for this video, I like doing this because I feel like everyone has access to this. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and adhere these things down. And then I am going to want to alter my cogs. And Carrie did such a beautiful job altering her cogs. You should watch that video if you haven't. I'll link it below. It's really cool. She painted them with some acrylic paint, and then she used, oh, what is it called? Embossing powder in, I think, silver, and I can't remember the other color. She's two different colors, black maybe, and embossed like sprinkles on them, and it was just really, really cool. I'm not going to do that right now because I'm just going to use what I have here, which is I've got some acrylic paint. This is a metallic rose gold acrylic paint. And I'm just going to dab it on almost like I'm stenciling, like that pouncing, because I don't want it to get stuck in all the little holes that are on this wooden cog. So I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna come back and distress it a little bit with some ink. But I will finish these up and be right back. Okay, so I got them all painted the rose gold, and now I'm just gonna give them I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh, this is working good. I'm just gonna kind of smush the ink pad on top. That's not good. Apparently my paint wasn't dry when I did this. So I'm gonna make sure the paint is dry first. Just kind of smush the ink pad on top. That gives it a little distressed look. I'll put these close to the camera for you to see in a second. Okay, let me get this close up. See, you can see that it's got like that little bit of black pattern on it, kind of distressing it a little. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put them down. And to hold down the wood cogs, I'm going to use Eileen's Tacky Glue because I like the way it holds wood and I like the way it dries pretty quick so that they aren't moving around the page. And I'm gonna put this helmet up on some foam tape so it's popped up off the page a little. And the same with these guys. They're gonna sit over the edge of the cog, but this part right here, I'm gonna put a little bit of foam tape under so that it isn't crooked across 2 layers because this is dimensional a little. All right, this layout, I feel like I want to put some sort of little title or something. I want it to say Stark Industries. I'm wondering if I should stamp it like right across here. I've got little alphabet stamps and you guys, I cannot even tell you where they came from. I've had them so long. I don't know if they're close to my heart or maybe American Crafts, but I think I'm gonna stamp Stark Industries and I'm going to stamp it on a, I think I'm gonna stamp it on a white piece of paper and then I'm gonna cut each little letter out like a letter tile, almost like letter tile stickers. I think you know what I'm talking about. And I will add those right down here. So I'm gonna go off camera to stamp them and cut them apart and I will be right back. I haven't stamped them yet because I wanted to come back and say that I think I found the perfect thing to stamp them on and it's this branding strip. So I think I'm gonna take this light branding strip. It was from Millie's Garden Basic C. And I'm gonna stamp them on this and then cut them apart like that because it's the perfect size and the perfect height and everything. So I'm gonna go off camera and do that. Alrighty, so I stamped on that branding strip the words that I needed and then I cut them apart. So they're almost like little mini letter tiles. Many of you will remember when October Afternoon had some that looked exactly like this and I never realized it until like right now. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have to hoard all my October Afternoon letter tiles anymore. Just kidding, kind of. I still use them, but I am pretty hoardish with them. But these look so good, almost exactly like it. So if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So I am gonna get these glued down right here because this is where I want the title to be. And then we will see, I'll come back and see what else I possibly need to add to this layout. So I'm gonna go glue these down. Alrighty, now I think I want to add a little bit more texture, color or something on this layout. And my original thought was, is I'm going to trim a little bit off the side, the top, and this side, so I can just matte, you know, just the top portion on some pattern paper. But then I realized if I trim this side, it's gonna be so close to the stencil work, like it's gonna be awkward. So I don't wanna do that. So instead, I'm just gonna take this piece, which is a piece that I had already fussy cut for another layout, and I'm just gonna cut a strip off the top, maybe like a half an inch. I don't even think this is a half an inch. It's pretty close to a half an inch. So I'm just gonna cut a half an inch off the top, and I'm just gonna put it across the top like that. And actually it's kind of too big at a half of an inch. So this is what I'm gonna have to do to make it look the way I want. First of all, I'm gonna get it where I want it. I want it about that far. I want to leave that little space in there. And then I'm just gonna have to go in and trim off the back right here to make it be, so it's still, you know, a 12-inch tall layout. I could trim some off the bottom, but I've got stuff too close to the bottom, so I don't want to do that. So I'll just trim a little bit off of this paper. And now that's the top of my layout, and I like the way that looks. So I think I'm not gonna add splatters. I'm not gonna do any more. This layout looks good to me. It's very busy with the pattern paper, so I don't wanna keep adding anything to it. I like the way it turned out. I'm really loving this idea using branding strips. I think I need to remember this in the future. But thank you guys so much for watching. And like I said, this is gonna be the last layout that I make using the Powerhouse Limitless and Essentials kits. But I am going to do a layout share video and show you what's left of my kit and what I plan on doing with it. So thanks for watching. If you're inspired by this layout, we would love to see what you make on our Not Just for Boys Kit Club community Facebook group. And I will link that in the description of this video as well. Okay, thanks guys, bye.